Could you just say your name, please?
Madge Stark.
And what's your relation to the Barney?
Well, that was where my husband worked. He worked there after the bank pit. After the bank pit closed, he got a job in the Barney. He got transferred. He would been it. When was it the bank pit shut, Rita? Can't of mind. 68. It was in the 60s it shut. And he was a mechanic, underground mechanic. But he also worked on the surface. He lost his arm in the Barney, his right arm. With a conveyor belt, his right arm. That was in 72, 73. But he got a job after that, they kept him on. Kept him on up to it shut, which was quite good.
Were you married at the time?
Oh aye, we were married in 56. See, now he worked at the bank pit. And then, as I tell you, he was transferred down after it shut.
Would you mind? Is that? Would you be happy to talk about that, or how that happened? And
well, it was a conveyor belt. It was repairing at the time, and I remember him saying that it had a safety cap on it or something, even when they'd worked at it before. But his arm got caught, his sleeve got caught, and he was drawn into it, and I lost it just above the elbow. And after that, this safety bit was put on it. After I lost his arm.
Lesson learned.
It was.
How did you feel at the time?
Oh, terrible, terrible. I was working in the factory across, just across from here. I was working in there when they come up with the manager and the union man, and he said there was an accident. But I thought it was fatal with the manager being there. It was bad enough. But it was bad. And he was a bowler. But he went, it was only weeks after it. He was in the hospital for 3 days. He was home. I was back at my work a week after it. It was going great. And he went back into bowling. He learnt to do everything was left on. So it was quite good. And I had remember all the men at the barn, they'd made him a desk, and it was to suit him in his left. Again, everything was all adjusted for his left on. They did him well.
What was his job, sorry, when he went back? What was he doing?
It was under clerical. I don't know what that meant, it wasn't much he was doing, but they kept him on up to it shut.
Up to 89?
No, he was the first out. I would say Angus would be in 84. Well, me reckon saying 84. I think he was about the first out then. Ken, the men that wasn't an offer, well, no, it wasn't a good enough job he had, but...
Well, they were looking for people to leave at the time and
well, they would be, aye, and he just stayed in it and that was it.
Now, 84 was the year of the big strike.
Aye.
Aye. Did that affect you at
No,
all?
really. No. That was the year our girl got married. And her daughter got married that year.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we can, so your husband was steeped in mining tradition?
Well, his dad and all was a miner all his days.
Yeah. Was your father or
my father was killed in the pit at the bank, number 6 mine at that time. He was only 36. So they're all miners.
Did that not put you off marrying a miner?
No, not really.
No.
It's for it's all there was up here when you think it. Again, there wasn't many other bits that men could go to at that time. I mean, they've been good to us, the pits, when you think back. It was pits and factories, that was it.
So that if he wasn't involved in the strike at all, do you have any... He must have had fairly steady employment then, apart from obviously the accident, the recovery. So would you say you wouldn't have had any bad experiences really?
No, really,
that
no.
affected you?
No, where cash was concerned, we hadn't. No, we were all right, yeah. We were okay.
Did you go as a couple to any of the events, the miners' events, the gals?
Oh, when they held the things, aye. Yeah. Oh, aye. You used to have a lot of good nights out at the barn. We went to the gate, the dances. Couldn't mind what else. Mind we went to them. Met always the pals that I worked with. I remember a lot of their names, Ken, Phil and Lake. And their wives, we met them. Aye, were good times.
Who did the laundry? And how hard was that, doing the laundry?
No, in the time I was meriting that, the bath was built at the bank pit. So, I mean, we had no clue that. It was your mothers that had that. Aye, depends what mine you worked at, but the likes of them at the bank pit and the barn, they had all the baths at that time. No, that was okay for me anyway. Oh, aye, in the morning we used to get up. Used to get up before him, in fact, and he used to make up his peace before he went to the pit.
What kind of things would you say?
Oh, jam and cheese. That was it. That's all Argus liked. Didn't like whole meat. Jam and cheese. But he was in a position, he was in the pit, he'd just say if he had cheese, they had a fire. And he used to make roasted cheese with it. That's the things he did.
Was that on the pit head or?
No, in the pit he'd. Yeah. The pit he'd work, what they couldn't at the garage he worked in. That's what he used to cry at the garage. That's where a lot of the mechanics worked. There were quite a few of them getting in it. Well, when they were on a big job doing the pit, they had to go to it. Which wasn't a great lot of times.
What were your feelings be with there were other strikes before 84?
Aye, there was another one.
Were you involved in that?
We're involved in it.
How hard was that on the family at the time? Because you wouldn't get grew money with that.
Oh no, you didn't get anything. If you had a wee bit savings at all, I mean that was used up. Which wasn't a great lot then we had. I mean, I worked at the time, I worked all my days stay just the same. It was a good job we were working.
So you were working full time?
Mm-hmm. Oh, aye. Working factories.
You say you came from a mining family yourself. Your youngest memories, or maybe even your mum and dad's experiences, did they live in any of the tied cottages or miners' rows at all?
Aye, they stayed in the miners' rows. That was up at Burnside.
What were they like?
Oh, they were quite, aye, they were good enough houses. I mean, there were a lot of the toilets outside. Ken had to go outside to go to the toilets and all that, but no hot water, as you can. Everything had to get, no, you wouldn't ken. The water had all to get boiled. What else, Rita? In fact, I've minded some of the toilets been dry toilets up at the Leathers. They were dry. They were all dry toilets. We weren't too bad. We had a water in.
Was that out the back? Was it?
But when we were married at first, the first house we had, the toilet was out at the back door.
Was that a coal board?
It was a coal board house, that's right, aye. For we paid, what did I say, 3 tuppence. So you can try and convert that into decimal. 3 tuppence.
Impossible for them, yeah.
Much. And that was our rent.
And they gave you, did you qualify for the coal allowances as well?
Oh aye, we got our coal. We got a care to coal. It was cout out at the back door, but you had to shovel it into the coal house outside.
Who did that?
Well, I used to give my man a horn with it to give him married at first, for it was hard work. And it was all big rakers of coal then. It wasn't just bits this size. They were huge bits. And all that had to get flung in.
Not in coal bags?
No, it was just cout with a lorry. It was cout with a lorry and you to put it in yourself. But see when you get the big rakers, that's what we cried them, a raker. In the winter you put a raker on it in it for your fire. And it was great on it. That's kind of things you did. And then in the morning you broke it up. and it loud up.
Right.
So there you are.
So the houses were warm and fairly watertight?
They were
or
only
were they-
warm where the fire was. That was the one bit in the house.
The only, not the bedroom.
Oh no, they were freezing.
Yeah.
Absolutely freezing.
So you tell me she had a cold bed.
Eh? It was only a single end, a lot of them was in a double end. Wee back kitchens, oh no, they were absolutely freezing. I mean, just imagine the winter night heating.
I can't.
Our highlight then was when Ferris, he stayed next door to me, he was a cousin of mine, he played the accordion. And we thought it was great, wasn't it? He learned to hear his cell, and I used to go in, and I had a cousin, Betty, who cried, and as I tell you, it was all linoleum on the floor. It was her that learnt me to dance. Scoot it along the floor with socks on. She learnt me the quick steps, foxtrots. You'll know ken quick steps and foxtrots. And Ferris played the accordion. That was your entertainment, there were no televisions.